And an honor when a listener asks us to bring somebody to the show. It's what this station is all about. It's what makes this local station absolutely so valuable to the business owners and the people in the community. We get a chance to promote the business owners in an area in a way that otherwise we just wouldn't be able to do. And today, Austin Murray, is it Murray? Do I have that right?
It is, yes.
Austin sent me an email a few months ago and said, hey, man, I know this great guy you really need to put on the show. Austin, thank you for doing that, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you want to introduce our next guest? Do you want to do that? Can you do that?
Sure.
Remember,
Yeah,
you're looking for a raise. You're looking for a raise.
So really got to upsell it.
So I want you to introduce the next guest. Let's see if you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Reese Arlen. He is the founder and owner of Business Marketing Solutions Group, which is a full-service marketing firm in Cornelius, North Carolina.
Hey, Reese, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
So Austin forced you into sitting in this chair, right? You and I don't know each other. We've never met.
Never met, but I'll tell you, we're having a blast already. Between the stories we've told and our new attorney, Mr. Dum Dum over here. DumDumLaw.com. We were just discussing it on the break. I think we might make a landing page for you for DumDumLaw.
he might get some business.
There you go.
Yeah, if you this is the guy you don't want to be represented by right here.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they'll incriminate you immediately. That's it.
So Reese, the first thing I did when Austin sent me an email, I went to your website. It took me a short period of time to realize this cat really knows what he's doing. I mean, the website is great. So before we dig into that, kind of fill people in on what does Business Marketing Solutions Group do?
So we're a full-service marketing firm. I will say that our specialty kind of exists in the digital realm. So anything that you can find or do online, whether that's website development or social media development or just giving yourself a brand presence, that's kind of our shtick. We end up doing a lot of consulting because we end up getting into situations where a potential customer will say, "Hey, I don't really know what to do in order to achieve X, whatever X happens to be." For some people, it's expanding their brand. For some people, it's getting in more business. And look, everybody wants more business, but kind of our thing is that we'll take a person's dreams, we'll take their goals, and then we'll build the program around them with that stuff.
You know, and Danny and I've talked about this. I used to think I was this marketing master, right? You know, and then something happened, you know, and all of a sudden everything became this digital platform, computers, software, programs, and I saw the world pass me by, right, on how to communicate, where I used to think I knew how to do that. I've got an older brother of mine with a marketing degree from Western Carolina, and he says, Joe, everything I've learned is obsolete. Everything.
I believe it.
And so you're needed more now than ever because we don't even know how to have a conversation on what we need, right? I mean, it has changed that much.
It has. And so we originally got into business in 2017. And one of the things that I love to tell people is that since 2017, for example, Facebook, something that we use every single day, or most of us at least, just the interface on that has changed something like 36 times since we started business. And so to say this stuff moves very quickly would be the understatement of the universe. It moves at light speed, and you have to stay on top of it. And much credit to the guy sitting to my right. Austin is very much my right-hand man. I send him all sorts of stuff that I don't want to do, and you know, he ends up doing a whole bunch of stuff. But as a team, you know, we work together to stay on that cutting edge. And to your point, you said it was your brother-in-law or your
brother.
I'm sorry, your brother. You know, when he says that you know, the stuff that he learned with his marketing degree is antiquated or something, I think that there's still a whole lot of marketing concepts that remain the same, but a lot of the platforms have changed. One of the biggest things that I think has changed in our current marketing environment is that nowadays most of the successful marketing comes from what I call customer centrism. And so, for example, if you go on any website, and a website may suggest like, this is what we do this, that, and the other type of thing. If it doesn't answer the solution or the problem to your customers, the customer just bounces right off of it because it doesn't speak into the heart of the customer. So,
for me, what seems to have changed, I used to remember we wouldn't give information away, we'd sell it. Mm-hmm. But now we got to give them information. We joke about it. I go to the Google and I get all the information I want, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What I'm learning is I'm now paying somebody to implement a lot of the stuff. So they might tell me how to do that. I mean, Dum Law might tell me how to negotiate a deal. But but nowadays you need somebody to help you with that.
For sure.
So it does the actual implementation seems to be much more challenging than it used to be.
It can be very technical, and one of the things that I like to think about is expertise, right? So everybody has their expertise in something, and Mr. Dum Law over here,
that's going to stick.
It's going to stick. Yeah. I'm gonna tune in next. If I don't hear Dum Law next week on the show, listen, you guys are going to lose a listener next week. Like that's the thing.
I want a web page.
Yep. I mean, let's make it happen. Like I think we can do something. Like you need to send me a couple headshots, dude. We'll make something incredible. That'll be something else. It's going to be outrageous, but
we're going to list the clients, Danny.
Yeah, we'll Photoshop a picture of Danny. He just handcuffed.
Currently serving.
No, we're gonna have an anti-testimonial from Danny.
Currently serving a 20-year sentence for staying home with his son.
Sick from his kid. Yeah. Oh man, I love ideas like that. On the point of that, I think it's so important. We talk about expertise, but I think it's so important to encourage a creative environment as well. So I often joke and I talk about all these wonderful guys that I work with that. Our office is like a bunch of orangutans swinging from trees. I mean, it's chaos every single day, and we like it that way. It's an organized chaos. But when it comes to company culture, I think that's something else that you have to showcase and also just really boost up. People want to know what you stand for and what types of Friday afternoons you're going to have and how you're going to support your employees and such,
So, and that has changed so much.
For sure.
It really has. So let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
How did we get here? How did Reese end up owning Business Marketing Solutions? You don't have to go back to 1963, but
okay.
but kind of give me a little bit of your background.
Yeah, so I owned 2 nutrition stores, NutriShop Mooresville, NutriShop Lake Norman, and at the same time, my best friend Christian Webb, my business partner, he opened up a company called Sales Step by Step, which is still the LLC that we operate under. We have a updated operating agreement and such, but it's important to have history with these things. Sure. So I swear to goodness this is true. It's super cliche, but it doesn't change that it's true. So we were flying to Las Vegas for his bachelor party. And we're flying in, and Christian's the most nervous flyer of any human being you've ever met. So he's sitting there, and he's, we may or may not have done a couple airplane bottles of Jack Daniels. I'll put it that way.
Right.
And
whatever it takes, man.
Yeah, wipe the edge off or whatever. And when in Rome, right? I mean, we're flying into Las Vegas, and he says. He's talking about his business. I'm talking about my business. He was doing sales consulting, Sales Step by Step LLC. I owned the nutrition stores. So at the same time, we're learning how to market. And much to his credit, he ends up doing a lot of self-education, taking every course imaginable. And he's one of these people that's just a lifetime learner. Like if he's not learning something,
and you really have to be if you're self-employed. 100%. You really do.
Absolutely. And I credit him with very much, even though I like to rag on him more than you rag on Dum. But much to his credit, honestly, he is very much a self-learner. If he's not taking a course or learning something, he feels like he's withering away and dying. And so we're flying in Las Vegas, may or may not allegedly have had a couple airplane bottles, and we start thinking about it, and he's like, man, I wish that because he was doing it by himself, right? And he said, I wish that I was working with somebody that could do some of these things, like maybe when you get caught in the weeds or when he's doing this thing or that, just different work related things. And I was like, yeah, man, that'd be really great for you. Let's talk about Vegas. And so 4.5 hours later, and eventually between the two of us, one idea becomes the next. And it is a cliche, but we wrote our original business plan on a napkin on the way to Las Vegas. And that's exactly how it worked. And that business plan did not survive Las Vegas, unfortunately.
Right.
That'd be a cool thing to hang up or something.
Right.
But that's how it began. So that's where Business Marketing Solutions Group came from.
And how long has it been around?
2017. That was 2017. So
Okay.
4 years now. But
Right.
now we operate a company. We have approximately 10 employees. We have a couple independent contractors, guys like incredible people like Austin that we all have a very tight knit family, and it's just been an incredible ride.
Well, another thing that you speak of, I see often is most small business people nowadays, they do more than one thing.
Sure.
It no longer is this singular direction. I used to be made fun of. People now learn how to be an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be called an entrepreneur years ago, and they were trying to insult me.
Right,
I
sure.
can't stay focused, right? I can't just do one thing, right?
Sure.
And I kind of see that in you, that you really can do 2 or 3 different things. And what you're really doing is you're learning from each one of those disciplines and bring it together.
Absolutely, and one of the other features to your point with that, with continuing to learn and change your strategies with things. A great example of how our company has changed is so Austin's been working for me. He actually started with NutriShop, and he came in. He chose to come along with me into this new venture, Business Marketing Solutions Group, which has been a wonderful ride, at least from my perspective. But another thing is that at the start of 2020, for example, we did a lot of marketing for fitness centers. That was our background because years ago I was a personal trainer. Christian was a personal trainer. He's currently a personal trainer. So fitness was kind of our interest. And of course, 2020 happens, and you can't market for businesses that aren't open, right? So we've had to pivot, and we pivoted and changed. That's where that second company, Big Construction Branding, came from. And you have to be cognizant enough to recognize when it's time to move on, when it's time to change, when it's time to pivot, when it's time to change your interest. And at the same time, you have to be able to stay focused on your mission, whatever that happens
So
to be.
let's take a break. If somebody wanted to reach you, how could they reach you?
Yeah, so you can give us a call at our company line, 470-728-3585.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. We're talking with the owner and founder of Business Marketing Solutions. If it's Friday morning, your business matters. We'll be right back. Is there something you want to talk about?
Oh,
We
no,
good?
no,
Okay.
I think everything's great.
Hey, don't forget to talk about their website so I can put it up.
Okay. So when we come back, let's do that. Let's kind
our
of
service
go
offerings
through
and stuff.
the services.
Sure.
Just kind of talk about each one for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll go to the website. You can pull that up. This be no problem, Georgia. I know these things.
By the way, we're making that landing page.
Oh, yeah. Dum Dum Law.
And then while we're at it, we're getting a digital rendition of King Joe so he can walk
Oh.
in contact with it.
We love our
We're watermarking
one of our
King Joe.
so
Austin's gonna be trouble. I'll just tell you that right now.
yeah.
He gonna be one of those listeners that bother us forever.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't do that.
I'm not very much a creative person when it comes to graphics and stuff like that, but I attribute a lot of that to Austin and Corey, that are guys that we work with, and together between the two of them, they're like, they get along very well. They're good friends, but they are the exact opposite individual. One's super left brain, he's super right brain. He's super creative, and Corey's almost like a robot, like
Right.
getting things done methodically type of thing. And so between the two of them, they just create these magnificent things. And so, like, an example of that is one of our clients is KFC. So they have a lot of advertisements going and stuff, and we created like a DoorDash thing for them. And their KFC's new thing is the bigger, better chicken sandwich. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but so we're doing like a DoorDash advertisement. And so what they came up with was this really funny thing with a flatbed truck and a giant chicken sandwich on it. And it's like the chicken sandwich that's so big you have to get it delivered, and just stuff like that. So it's pretty incredible.
I like that.
Yeah.
That make me hungry.
Yeah.
KFC.
Look,
Yeah.
that breakfast you made for me
Is this-
last week was absolutely amazing. Just saying.
I got to feed them.
Yep.
You understand that?
It's pretty fair.
And
Pretty
so-
fair.
Make me breakfast last
And
week.
so what happened was somebody stole my credit card.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I couldn't pay for his breakfast.
Yeah.
So I got up early in the morning and made him breakfast
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
and brought it to him.
Wow.
All right, here we go.
And we are back. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's Friday morning, your business matters. This is WSIC 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. And I must tell you something. I'm having a wonderful time today. Austin, thank you for introducing me to Reese. I got a strange feeling Reese and I are going to stay connected in the future. Reese, let's talk a little bit about Business Marketing Solutions. I want to go to their website. Hey, Dum Dum, will you pull up the website on Facebook? There you go. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So
Oh, that's
that's
savage.
going to
Like a Reese
stick.
Austin dynamic.
That
That's
is,
really
is.
going to stick. You
Yeah.
know that, don't you?
Oh boy.
And so let's kind of go over some of your services briefly because I want to make the small business people that are listening, I want them to hear just the different scope of things that you can do for them. Okay?
Sure.
So let's kind of go through them. And for those of you on the book, I'm scrolling right through the website. I'm on their service section of their website. I must tell you something. It is a great website, and it's evidence that they know what they're doing just by their own website. So let's go through this. Digital marketing. Let's talk about specifically what does that mean for you guys?
Yeah, so digital marketing would be kind of like our package agreement that comes with maintaining and managing everything in the digital atmosphere for a company. It is the types of projects that we engage in the most because we end up with a lot of enterprise level, we call them goals, right? So if we take a company that doesn't have any Facebook, any LinkedIn, any Instagram, no website, any of the above type of thing, then we create a program around them. So that's kind of what we call our digital marketing package.
Right. And the truth is, it's hard to separate some of this stuff, right? Because they all go together.
Yeah, it does. And, one of the things that we often end up talking to folks about, and we'll get into this a little bit with some of the other services, but, I'm sure everybody's heard this cliche of don't throw all your eggs into one basket type of thing. And so that's kind of where the consulting comes in. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but when it comes to marketing consulting, a lot of times people will approach us and they'll say, hey, I would say the most common, and Austin, you can disagree if you like, but I would say the most common inquiry that we get is for SEO for their website. SEO has been kind of marked as like the magic ether that
Austin, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't disagree with the owner. It wouldn't be a good idea.
Never
yeah.
works out.
Yeah. I would just dispute him on the spot.
Don't
anyway,
bite,
but, yeah.
don't bite the hand that feeds.
Yeah, right. No, Austin and I are really lucky. We've had a great relationship for a long time.
I say that because I know he would.
Oh yeah,
If he
yeah,
needs it. I know.
for sure. One comment about culture. I think that's something that's so important is to be able to have an environment where if I'm wrong, like I want to know that I'm wrong. I don't want somebody to
and tell me right away, man. Let's don't keep going in the wrong
don't waste
direction.
time on that. Right, exactly. So anyway, when it comes to SEO, search engine optimization, meaning when somebody uses the Google and types in for whatever that thing happens to be. And that's a long-term project. So that's not something I often tell people, like, let's say they come up to me and say, hey, I got $50 million. I'm gonna give it to you. I want to appear first on Google. And I'll say, yes, please, of course, but give me 6 months. Because it's one of those things that takes a while, takes a lot of effort. You have to have an encompassing strategy to do it.
Let me ask you this question,
Yeah,
and also you could jump in for this too if you want to. I'm starting to realize that SEO is kind of like what marketing years ago I used to call branding, right? There was this marketing and lead generation, then there was this branding, right? And so I, as a small business guy, I tried to stay away from branding because I couldn't afford to keep up with Coca-Cola and the rest of them, the branding that they would do. You know, this top of mind type of marketing, right? Am I describing that correctly? That SEO is kind of modern day branding compared to lead generation, that I might want to do something different. Do I have that right, or am I missing that?
I would say that's fairly close.
I know it's a broad.
It is, yes.
Okay.
So with SEO, you're more so looking for how your website is ranking organically.
Right.
Branding kind of encompasses a multitude of factors, right? So you could do branding on social media. It wouldn't really do much for your SEO, right? But it would be the exact same thing with Coca-Cola, where it keeps your brand top of mind. SEO is a little bit more on the technical side of things.
Okay. And that's what I try and help small business people with, is let's make sure we're actually generating leads, because we really don't have the dollars to do this branding. And for us, it gets difficult, right? You know, to decide nowadays, because if I don't know this digital world, I'm not sure which one I'm doing. And so that's why I asked that question. I was trying to clarify some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of it comes from a brand assessment too. That's something that we do as a standard for every single one of our customers. And so, you know, there's all these facets, like you said, there's all these directions that pull you when it comes to digital marketing. And one of the things that we go in, so, you know, these wonderful guys will go in and they'll assess a person's website. You know, is this something that looks fantastic? Can it convert? They'll go in and they'll look at how many Google reviews the business has, and if it's negative, because that's something that, you know, that's probably the priority of what we need to correct. Right. They'll go in and they'll look at a person's social media page, and basically these are the types of services that we offer as well. But they'll go in and they'll look if they have the right type of stuff on there. You know, it's one thing to post like a Happy Veterans Day type of stuff, which I encourage every business to promote what they associate with from a holiday perspective. But it's another to showcase who you are on social media, so that people can then share that and get some information.
And that's really hard for us small business people to figure out, because I really don't want to get into the personal stuff, right?
Sure.
I'm an old school guy, and, you know, I don't get the whole tell people that I had Pizza Hut last night.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't see how that is relatable to somebody who wants to sell their business, right?
For sure. Unless it's Pizza Hut, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, and my comment to that would be that people have, you know, maybe it's not appropriate to post, you know, a selfie of you eating this slice of pizza or whatnot, but at the same time, people want to see the humanity involved, and especially now more than ever so before with small business. You know, you go to Pizza Hut, you know exactly what you're getting, right? But if you go to, you know, Pizza Hut X, Joe Vagnone's pizza place, you know, you might want to post
Scootin' Joe's Pizza.
Yeah, and Dum Dum Law. Dum Dum Law. That's right.
Scootin' Joe's Pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
what I'm going to open up.
Yep. It's perfect.
So let's talk about one of the services, which is email marketing. Julie and I have been doing a lot of that. It's been very successful for us. But what we've learned is it's not just sending out email.
No.
It is the content of the email. And that's where you guys come in, because you can really help. Because so often when we say something, we really don't know what the client thinks we're saying, right? I think that when I write something, they're saying, boy, I want to work with the king, right? Yeah. But what they're really saying is, that guy's a nut.
Right.
And you don't know that, right? And so you guys can help clients figure that out.
Absolutely. And along with email marketing, one of the biggest things that you can very inexpensively, speaking particularly to small business owners, that you can adapt and input with your marketing strategy is SMS marketing. The standard for email open rates is approximately 15%. So you can go back to your newsletters and see if you're maintaining something like that. A text message is like 98%, but you have to do it tactfully, right? You can't send somebody a text message every day and say, hey, check me out. It has to be something that's done. And I'll give you a great example. So one of the companies we worked with for a long time is Accent Comfort Services, and something that we've implemented with their strategy. They are an HVAC person and HVAC company, and every 3 months will send their customers out a text message that says, "Hey, change your air filters," right? And so it's one of those supportive benefits that you get for being a customer of Accident Comfort Services, and it just reminds people that they exist. So it's one of those little beneficial things.
Right. So there's something on your service that confused me, right?
Okay.
And that was review management. What is that?
So if you go to a company and they have 2 stars on Google, now more than ever before, the customer is the most informed they have ever been. And so what we end up doing is we'll do review campaigns. And so a lot of times these negative reviews can come from one bad experience, because nothing's worse than when somebody only has 2 Google reviews and they get 2 stars.
Like I'm pretty sure Isaiah is going to drop me down to a couple stars.
Dumb law. You don't even have a chance, man. Just change your name.
You're going to get a half a star.
Yeah, exactly. But so what we'll do is we'll make certain that link gets sent out to happy customers and such, so that we can increase the value of their stars. And moreover, that's one of those features that helps with SEO as well, is that a positively reviewed business is going to attract more business naturally. So that's kind of where the review management stuff comes in.
Interesting. I mean, because that's some really good, helpful stuff.
For sure.
Same thing with website and logo. You can make sure the content is fitting and working well for that as well.
Absolutely.
So we've only got about a minute left. Again, tell everybody, if they want to reach you, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. So my name's Reese. This is Austin. And our company is businessmarketingsolutionsgroup.com. You can find us online at www.businessmarketingsolutionsgroup.com. You can email either one of us. My name is Reese, REECE, at businessmarketingsolutionsgroup.com, or Austin at businessmarketingsolutionsgroup.com. And then our business line is 470-728-3585.
Thank you. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's Friday morning, say it, Austin. Say it, say it, say it.
Your business matters.
Man, we got to work on that, man. We
We need to be more exciting there.
See you next week.